All right, this guy looks serious. I'm International Stacker. Do you want to tell the viewers who you are?
This is Tony.
Tony. Well, nice to meet you in person, man.
You as well.
I ask everybody the same question. Am I what you expected? Do I look like what you expected?
Not at all.
You know what's funny? Because I met Yankee Stack and a lot of these guys in person, and it's funny what your mind does with their voices and stuff, and they always look completely different, you know?
Completely different, yeah.
Well, I've got some paper fiat currency burning a hole in my pocket, so should we go look for some deals?
Oh, heck yeah.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International Stacker.
All right, Tony, look at this bag. I mean, I feel like I did pretty good. A lot of it, the majority of it was that melt, you know, that big bar, that 20, or is it 40 Balboas? I don't even remember. What do you think?
It's amazing score you got there.
Whew.
And that find on that bar, just primo.
I know, I was digging through that thing, I saw the bar, I'm like,
Well, I'll tell you, if you hadn't picked it up, I was probably going to go back and get it myself.
You're like, son of freaking eye. So, you know, if you don't care, I kind of want to ask you a few questions I think the viewers might be interested in hearing. Does that sound like it?
Yeah.
So, what got you into stacking gold and silver?
Well, there was a part of me when I was overseas and seeing countries where people didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
And just to see...
And you're a veteran, right?
Yes.
So thank you for your service. That's awesome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just seeing people having nothing, and then we live in a country where we have so much.
Oh, yeah.
And then to see the waste and the things that we have here, and then I just felt that there was something else going on behind the scenes in it. The devaluation of our dollar, and I wanted to put my actual fiat currency into something hard, tangible I could put my hands on. And so I started to do some research, and actually this is the first LCS I came into to get an education, and you can see that they have a wealth of knowledge here.
And how long ago was that? Like,
oh man, I don't
10
know.
years, 5 years, 20?
Probably just under 5 years.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
So about 5 years, and you know, I came in to get an education, and I'd always had a drawing to coins as a little kid, but never really anything super hardcore until I got to be a little bit older and had the extra cash. So now it's just one of those things where it's almost addicting to get into once you actually realize what real money is, and you can put your hands on it and feel it. It's just there's such a difference in it.
No, it's epic for sure. Is there any advice you'd give to people who might just be getting into it now that you wish you knew now back then?
Pace yourself.
It's not a race.
Everything feels like you got to do it right now. We have to have it right now. That's our society. What you need to do is just slow down, figure out what you can afford.
Take your time.
Take your time. One of your last videos, you talked about stop buying silver and gold. Well, that freaks people out, right? Because like, why? Why do I do that? Well, you need to have enough cash flow because in case an emergency comes up or whatever else. This is like you were talking about for retirement, or if you do have that big emergency that comes up, or if there is a crash of our economy, right? It's that store of wealth, but it's supposed to be kind of our reserve.
And you know, even COVID got me, one of the biggest like preparedness people on the freaking planet, even got me. And how did it get me? Well, I was like mid-contract in Saudi Arabia, ended up back here on a break, and because of COVID, I decided to do some work here in the States instead of, spending a worldwide pandemic in a dictatorship. So anyways, I never got paid out for that contract. So it was like January, February, like things were starting to drop with COVID. So I sold a monster box of Eagles. Now I did well in it. I sold them, I think spot was like 26 or 27, and I bought most of them when spot was 15, 16. So I did well on them. But fast forward like 4 months and premium on it goes through the roof. And I asked, why would you need $18,000 or $19,000, whatever I got out of at that point? Well, it's because my contracts, depending on what I'm doing, I have to pay for everything in advance, hotel. So I need a decent amount of money to be able to front all that money and survive. You know what I mean?
It comes down to a budget.
So yeah,
right?
so
that's
even I got caught because COVID made, and that contract, I'm still owed about 20 grand on that. I'll never see it. I'll never see it.
And so it all comes down to budgeting and pacing yourself, and the dollar cost average that everybody talks about. All that stuff comes into play when you're dealing with precious metals, and to store your wealth is it's a process. It's not an overnight thing.
you know, I think I did well today with dollar cost averaging. Maybe we should go grab some food, but before we do that, do you have any like urgent alerts or anything that you want stackers out there to think about or know? I mean, I know you have a military background. Do you have any guidance for like security, like how to secure your stack? Like, what's your thoughts? That's a lot of questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions in one. I would say diversification is key, right? And everybody talks about diversification. Well, what do we mean by that? Well, all right, your precious metals, your food, your water, guns and ammo if you're into that, having some place to go outside of the city, making sure that you have friends or family, and don't just think you're going to show up there. Talk to them beforehand. And what are you going to bring to the table? Right now, there is a wealth of knowledge that we have access to. Continue to get your education through YouTube and whatever else. Watch International Stacker or some of these other folks that are out there. They'll tell you what you need to know. There's a lot of these boots on ground videos that are out there that'll tell you all the things that you need to know, what's going on with supply chain, inflation and that.
A lot of stuff.
I think the best thing that people can do right now is if they don't have a month's worth of food, put that back now, because you're going to see things go through the roof here shortly.
And you know the best deal on emergency food anywhere on the internet? It lasts for 25 years, freeze dried, put it in a closet, forget about it. Prepare it with IES.com, and yes, it does help out the channel. So you set that up perfectly, sir. And then I guess the last part of that question is,
I'm gonna have to buy some, by the way.
it's legit the best deal. It's epic.
I was looking at them, and then I saw that you were sponsored by them, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should check them out and actually get some.
I guarantee you, inflation's going to hit them. I honestly think the prices with them and everything else is going to go up in the near future. Security. How can people stack safely? I mean, one of my biggest things is don't run your mouth, don't tell people, because it might be a friend to the family or someone that gets you, but what more likely is going to happen, you tell a friend and then they make an offhanded comment to someone, oh, XYZ is so smart, saving all his money in gold, and that person's like, oh, really? You know what I mean?
OPSEC. You're talking about OPSEC, operational security, for those that don't understand what the acronym is. But don't keep everything in one place. Keep who you tell to a minimum. Friends and family, sure, but who are you telling? Like you said, the third party that may actually find out about it. But what the big thing is, if you have a safe, don't keep everything in the safe. There are other, like I said, there are other videos out there online that will tell you where you can hide your gold.
People have dummy safes even?
Dummy safes, yeah. You know, if you aren't in a position where you can physically hide it yourself, I know that there are some places where they actually will store it in a vault, and I don't know how secure that is or what your feelings are on that, but I myself wouldn't keep everything, all my eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Yeah, spread it out a little bit. Yeah. And if you're hiding it, guys and gals, or whatever you might be, you need to make sure to tell at least one person, because if you freaking croak and you have a hoard like buried in your right?
A friend of mine that I worked with, he said that they were talking about tearing down his grandfather's old house because he used to buy gold eagles, and they were hidden in the house somewhere. They just didn't have the time to go through the house and find them.
Someone found them eventually. It's probably a stack of them. That's sick.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I never told anyone this, but where I keep my entire stack is I actually have a bunch of pet alligators, and I just fed them the metals. It stays in their stomach. So if you can get through the alligator pit, you can have my stack.
Sharks with laser beams?
Yeah, sharks with lasers. I'm doing air quotes, guys. But yeah, OPSEC, reason I don't show my face, you know.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Well, do you want to end the video and we'll go get some food?
Well, first.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me right now?
That's for you.
Are you kidding me? A dos peso? Did you do that while we were in there? Or did you already figure that, or are we already going to do that?
No, I may have talked to somebody while we were in there.
Man, I'm a complete jerk. I do not have a gift for you now, but it is coming, because I have a special video coming soon of something I'm giving to YouTubers and other stackers who find me in the wild, and you're going to get one of them, and there's only 50 of them.
Oh, wow.
We're looking at the first time together. One man on a journey to find silver. International stacker. You caught the king crab, crustacean nation, and they're numbered. So how can you get this? You have to meet me in the wild.
Oh, wow.
So that video is coming soon. But man, thank you so much for this. I don't know what to say. That is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I'm gonna go buy you lunch now, so we'll have a good time. And I guess it's the end of the video. What should we say?
Catch you on the next one.
Catch you on the next one. Woo! Give me a handshake there. Let's go. Let's go eat.
One stacker on a journey.